That's right, we finally made it to Grand Champ. After all this time grinding over the past few years, I can finally say I made it, and better yet, I did the whole thing solo queuing.
There's no way.
That was something that was really important to me, but obviously it had a few minor drawbacks. Today, we're going to go over some of the things I focused on in the last few weeks that have helped me and can help you to make that final push towards Grand Champ or whatever rank you're heading into next. We'll go over a few tips you can implement into your gameplay straight away, and then to finish up, I'll give you a quick analysis of my promotion game into Grand Champ. As always, if you enjoy the content and want to see more, then make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with me and my weekly uploads. All of my socials are linked in the description if you want to keep up with me there as well, and let me know down in the comment section what rank you are currently in Rocket League. Also, before we get into today's video, I want to give a big thank you to the video's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Now, if those who don't know what a VPN does, the easiest way to explain it is that they're used to keep third parties from getting personal information about you, which can be emails, passwords, IP addresses, and even banking information. Surfshark VPN hides your IP address to make it safer for you when you're browsing the internet. A bonus to using a VPN is that it gives you access to content restricted by your location, which means you have the option to change your server location to anywhere else in the world and access that country's Netflix library, which for a New Zealander like myself is an absolute lifesaver. Another bonus is that you can actually get better prices on things like airfares depending on where your IP address is based. So with Surfshark VPN, you can change the location of your IP address and get some cheaper prices. Surfshark provides you with apps for all different types of phones, laptops, and PCs, features that automatically block malware trackers and ads, and loads of different ways to keep your online experience safe. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, if you click the link in the description or head to their website and enter the code Thano, you'll get an 84% discount and 1 month for free. Okay, so let's start off with the aspects of my gameplay that I changed. Now, a few weeks ago I was watching one of Flake's live streams. In the stream, he was answering a few questions from people, and I decided to ask a question on the off chance he would read it among the hundreds of questions flooding his chat. It read, "Hey Flakes, I'm currently sitting at High Champ 3 and struggling to make that final push to Grand Champ. I feel like I'm being outpaced and that I generally can't keep up. Do you have any advice?" And to my surprise, Flakes saw it and responded with advice that completely changed how I saw high-level Rocket League. He said, "If you're being outpaced or you're not as fast, then don't try to be. Stop trying to outpace your opponent and just play smarter. Position better and read your opponent's movements and touches instead of trying to play their game." This advice really changed up the way I play. While grinding up through the low ranks, I always had the idea that Grand Champ was all about being fast and hitting insane shots all the time. And I think that comes from watching high-level players like Justin or Squishy and seeing them hit all these different kinds of crazy shots. But the difference between those players and normal Grand Champ players is massive. It wasn't until I heard a pro player tell me to slow down and play smarter that I realized I've been approaching high-level Rocket League all wrong. From here, I started watching over my recent replays and identifying where I'd been challenging at the wrong times just because I wanted to play fast. This then led me to the second thing that helped me out. I played a lot of ones. I know I won't talk about it much because a lot of people hate ones. I use this game mode to focus on my challenges and how to better read my opponents. If you feel you're at a level where everyone is faster than you and you can't keep up, jump into a ones match, and when your opponent has the ball, watch their car and try to read their movements. You'll be able to judge where they are, what they're planning, and will have better time reacting to their movements and their decisions. Another thing that came from this advice was the idea of staying grounded. While a lot of high-level Rocket League takes place in the air, you only really need to challenge in the air in two situations. One, when you can get to the ball first and it will put your team in a favorable situation, and two, when you absolutely need to go up in order to block or save a shot or pass. I stopped going up for the ball just because it was up and instead faked going up for the ball, then turned around and prepared for the touch. This does two things. Firstly, it oftentimes makes your opponent go up for a ball which they then hit towards you, giving you an easy possession on the ground. but it also gets your opponent to waste their boost for the ball that offers them no real benefit. Yes, you can argue that if they go up for it and threaten your net with a touch, then you should have gone, but if you turn and head back towards your own goal in preparation of their touch, you'll find you'll have more than enough time to react to their shot and be able to control it to start your own counter-attack. To add to staying grounded, I started to flip around the field less. Well, no, that's not exactly true. I started to time my flips better. You see, while you're flipping, you have no control over your car once you're stuck in the motion. The second you start the flip, you have to wait until the end of the flip to regain full control over your car again. This can limit your options when near the ball. You could get easily faked or end up missing an easy touch simply because you flipped at the wrong time. I made it a rule that I would position myself better in general so that flipping to get back wasn't needed as much. And when I did flip, I would take a quick look at the game around me and figure out if I could do so without risk. This, combined with the tip I mentioned before about waiting out your opponent's touch to secure control of the ball, helped me out massively in my last few games. I do just want to add here really quick that you don't always want to play reactively, but when you feel you're getting outpaced by opponents, it can be a smarter and safer way to play. The last tip I want to add before we get into a quick analysis is the importance of forcing shots. Forcing a shot is challenging when the opponent has the ball, which leads them to either taking the 50-50 or trying to put the ball around you, which your teammate can then collect. It forces them to lose possession earlier on in their attack so that they are less threatening to your goal. Once your teammate is behind you, you should look to challenge. If they put the ball over you, you know your teammate should be able to get to the ball and start your own attack. This ties in with the idea of not throwing away possession by clearing the ball every time it comes to you, which is essential to high-level Rocket League. Now onto the gameplay. Reviewing your own gameplay is pretty important at a high level, as it lets you see where you're making mistakes you thought you knew. That being said, in this analysis, I'll be covering different parts of the game that show you where I make important decisions you can use in your own gameplay, and also mistakes that I made and that my teammates might have made for you to avoid. Let's get into it. There, my teammate goes up. I'm just waiting it out. My teammate didn't need to go up there, but we still get the ball. So this is a big thing right here that's coming up, is even though the goal is wide open, I can almost guarantee that I'm about to dribble this just because there is no need. Like, if I can dribble this straight up, no one can really catch up to me. But because I didn't take that first shot, because I kind of assumed someone would be on the back foot trying to get back to goal, that's why I didn't just take the shot. I've got more of a chance of scoring if I dribble it up than if I just try and like bang that straight away. So as you see there, I took my time with that first touch. I didn't look up and say, okay, the goal is open, I may as well just hit it straight down the field, just in case there is someone on the way. There was in fact someone rotating back to back post as well, so it's better that I dribble the ball, take it up the field, and then take my time. That ties in with that idea I mentioned a bit earlier on about not hitting the ball away for no reason, just because something might be open or just because you have the ball. Taking your time, taking a touch, and understanding that it's the easiest thing to do is to just smack the ball up the field, but not always the best thing. So right here, the ball is coming out to midfield, but because I see the opponent is going up already, I have no reason to challenge this, so I just turn around and wait out that touch. Right there, I could have taken a touch, but I don't move my car inwards enough. If I just taken a slight turn inwards, I could have hit this straight on net and scored quite easily, but unfortunately my rotation and my turn isn't tight enough. This leads in a goal just because of some small mechanical errors. So I'm coming back post here. I'm just waiting out. There's no reason to really move too far up when nothing's really happening. Like, I don't want to, like right here, I'm waiting out a touch. They both double commit, so I just wait out the touch. There's no need to challenge. I take my time and I just pressure up the field. So I want you to watch right here. He's going up. My teammate on the left is on his way back. So all I need to do is really wait out this touch. If he just bangs it straight down the field, I'm already far enough back that I can just control the ball and get it to safety. But if he tries to dribble it, I can just wait out his touches and intercept where needed. So he tries to dribble it, he takes it a little bit, but he hasn't got enough speed on him. I'm just waiting it out. And even if he doesn't get it over me, we go back to forcing, like I just mentioned, where he puts it over me and we regain possession. Right here, just waiting out my teammate's touch. I didn't really have a reason to challenge that, if I'm going to be honest. If I can't get it on net, it's not really going to do much for me right here. I just put it over top of them, but I'm not in a good enough position to turn and now hit this. We're both kind of just stuck in the corner. It was a good pass out, and it was a good save for my opponent. Rotating back post just in case. Teammate's pretty comfortable on the ball, and I think he even ends up scoring this. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. So right here, I'm facing the ball, which means it's my ball to go for. And so I know that this guy on the far right of the screen right now is just moving back pretty slowly. Like he hasn't really got much boost. He's just come in with an air dribble. So he's just hit that ball with not much boost. Like I've said, now he's trying to recover, get to his back net to cover our attack. Right here, I could just hit the ball hard, but I decide to dribble it up the field. All I have to really beat right now is one player. I know the player on the left, who's off screen at the moment, is rushing back to get in net, but I just need to beat this one player, and then I should have a pretty easy time on net. I flick it over him once, and then I realize that player's already got back, so he's recovered quite quickly. In this case, I know Confusion is going to try and block this shot before it lands. So I need to make a play that gets in the air and gets over him before he can have the time to get back to that back post position to save the shot. This is why I go up quite early on, just to flick it over him, because I know the urgency is there and he needs to get in front of that shot. This kind of play, like understanding urgency is a massive thing in this game, and I think it comes with time. Like I know in that situation, they need to get back quickly, and they need to go up for that shot before I have the chance to ground it again. Demo. Nice. Making those offensive demos. So this is something I really want to mention. I don't think I've mentioned it too much before. So I make an offensive demo here. The other opponent isn't really in the picture here, and I know that my teammate will be going for this ball. I know my teammate's going for this ball based on the way he's facing, and obviously the opponent's going for the ball because he can get the ball, get the boost, and rotate out. I make an offensive demo here so my teammate can get this, and then I decide to stay on the wall. I should have rotated out a little bit more, but I stay on the wall because I don't want to get in the way here. What actually ends up happening is we make a little bit of a pinch, it goes straight off the corner, and then my teammate gets a goal out of it. We get pretty lucky with the pinch, but it's understanding that your teammate's coming in. Like right now, your teammate is coming in quite quickly. You need to get out of the way. I got lucky, the pinch worked out, but I should have moved out of the way a bit more. And in these last 5 seconds, you look at my face, you can, like, I think I've realized at this point that I hit Grand Champ for the first time. And it was a crazy, crazy feeling.
Oh. Boys, we did it. We can just, it's finally happened.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like on the video because it really does help the channel out and the video out a bunch. If you enjoy the content and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with me and my weekly content. Anyway, that is everything from me today, guys. I'll see you next time.